This is Craig with Apex. I'm going to go over maintenance items, things you need to do between every run. So we just got done cleaning out our extractor. We've cleaned out the oil in our separator 1. And now, one very important thing to do between every single run is to clean this line coming from your second separator all the way down to your pump down there. So we're going to do that real quick. We need our wrench. We're going to take it off up here. And this is the line that goes down along the frame, down into valve 11 down here. Then in the back of the system, you'll take it off. So it comes out of valve 11, as you can see back here. It comes out of valve 11 through here, around this bend, and into the pump. So we'll take it off right here at the pump. And we will take it off right here, so we can turn this line down. Right here, we'll pop it off. Shouldn't have taken it off all the way over there. You don't want to take it off all the way right here, like I just did. You just want to loosen it so you can bend this down. So this was up here, and I'm bending it down. I've got a little glass down here to catch my acetone or alcohol when I pour it through the top. So now, you want to make sure valve 11 is open. That's valve 11. We know it's open because the yellow line is parallel with this tube down here. If valve 11 was not open, then you should check that first. Check that valve 11 is open. If valve 11 is not open, then before you start taking these lines off, go to the manual screen and hit, make sure I'm not about to, so you go to the manual screen and hit evacuate. By hitting evacuate, it will open up valve 11 down here. The reason I say don't take these lines off first is because if there's pressure in the system and you hit evacuate and this line's off, you're going to blow out whatever's in there. So before you hit evacuate, keep that closed. If you just got done doing your run, valve 11 should still be open like it is right now. So now that that's open, grab a little squeeze bottle. One hand. Anyways, you're going to squeeze your acetone down up in here. It should come out right there. There it is. Go in the back here. It came out crystal clear. That's good. I mean, there's no oil stuck in that line, so we know it's clean. Now what we want to do is take our compressed air, and once again, I'm trying to do this with one hand, put that in here, and we're going to blow it out the bottom. So you should be able to see down there, any acetone that's stuck in that line should now get blown out the bottom. You want to ensure that that line is dry of acetone before you put it back together. Because if not, you'll have acetone in you could potentially have acetone in your final product, or putting acetone directly into your pump, which is a bad thing. It'll ruin the seals quicker. Now we'll put this back together. Put that back on there. Remember, don't ever over-tighten your fittings. Alright, that's back together. Some other maintenance that they recommend. Let me turn this pump off. Some other maintenance they recommend, or we recommend, is cleaning this line. So it's not as crucial. You need to, between every run, look in this separator. It should be clean. If it is not dry, then there's a good possibility that you've put oil into this line, and you really need to make sure this is clean, like we just did. There shouldn't be oil in the second separator. If you're getting oil in the second separator, it means the orifice in this separator is not orientated correctly. And you need to reorientate it. So you clean this line between every run, just like I showed you. Take it off here, take it off down there, run acetone or alcohol through it. Ensure that valve 11 is open first. To clean these other lines, you can do the same thing. You can pop them off, run alcohol or acetone through them. If you're not seeing a lot of stuff in here, then this line is probably clean, you're all right. What I like to do about once a week, just turn the machine on. Turn the machine on with nothing in the extractor and just let it run around 1200 psi and maybe 80 degrees in the the chiller. And what that'll do, it'll just clean all your lines for you. Like I said, make sure your extractor is empty. Clean all your lines, and any oil that was in the system should end up right down here in the collection cup. So that's a good maintenance item. Instead of having to take all these lines apart, just run your system with nothing in it, with just pure CO2, and clean your system that way. But even if you do that, you still need to make sure every run clean this line. I'm going to talk about greasing the spool valve, something that needs to be done about once a week or every 48 hours of runtime. Your spool valve is this piece right in here. So what we're going to do is, this is a nut right here. So you're going to, it should be hand tight. So you might need a crescent wrench or something to loosen it. I'm going to put the camera down for a minute while I undo that. I just got this undone. Just got done unscrewing it. You pop, so this whole piece here, take this whole piece off, set it down here. There's your spool valve. You should slide right out just like that. And what you'll do is you have your spool valve. We just pulled it out. Got the grease that we sent you. Take a little bit of this grease, set the spool valve down. Take some grease. You're going to smash it down on all these seals. It doesn't hurt to go a little heavy on this. So, get that grease down in here. All these little rubber seals you see through here, you want to try to get that grease, smash it down in there. There we go. Now we'll just take this, put it back into the pump, and screw that one piece back on. I just got done putting the spool valve back in here. It's a little tricky trying to tighten that. Sometimes I use this to help give leverage, hold my finger and turn that at the same time. Remember, only hand tighten this. When you're putting it back in, this does not need to be over tightened. Hand tightened only. If you're using a wrench or pliers to tighten this, as soon as you feel it stop, just stop with it. Don't try to overdo it. That should be able to move a little bit, just like that. If your pump's ever seized up, not working, a lot of times you may just need to grease your spool valve. So keep that in mind. You may not have to take your entire pump apart. You might just need to get in there and grease that spool valve.